Okay, now for this project, you just need a few things and all this stuff you might have laying around the house, you might not. I didn't have, I had some stuff, but I thought I'd just get everything from scratch. So obviously you need a swivel caster wheel here, preferably this wheel attached via a bolt here and here. If not, you can drill it out. It just takes a bit more time. Some casters you can get without this plate here, which makes life much easier because it's got a hole already in there. So I'm going to try and drill this one out and see how that goes. All I really needed here was one countersunk bit, but you know, you can only get these in a pack. A few bolts, bolts, nuts, washers, a little end cap here just to make things a bit neater for the actual handle. Yeah, and that's about it. So I'll show you everything when it gets together, but this is just a quick little rundown of the parts that you need to get cracking. Okay, so the swivel I have here is riveted at the wheel and at the main pivot point at the bottom. Now, some you might find that have a nut and bolt through this system, which will be much easier for you guys because you can just undo it and take it away. In my circumstance, I just have to drill that out and punch it through. Same with this bottom one here. So I'll get that done now, but you can see that the width here is approximately 23 millimeters in between these two edges here. So the actual pipe I'm using is roughly about 21, and it's just a basic I think it's roughly 22 millimeter broom handle. So that should fit in there nicely. Obviously, when that wheel's gone, slots in there and hunky dory. Now I couldn't find a plastic one in my area, so this is just a nice thin aluminium tube which will work just fine as well. So what I'll do, I'll get these out, punch these rivets out, and I'll show you the next step. Remember, when you're drilling this, just take your time. It's not a race, and be careful of shards. That's definitely a big one. Okay guys, as you can see, I've drilled out the wheel, drilled out the rivets there, and one at the bottom. I'm only got this temporary bolts in here just to hold all the mechanisms inside, because if you let this go, as you can see, this will just fall out and your ball bearings will go everywhere. So this is there just for the meantime, but that is a bolt that we'll be using. Now, you need one of these as well, because what happens now is we're going to attach this like that to the GoPro mount. Then you can just slide that onto your existing clip that's on the actual body. Double-sided tape, you clip onto your GoPro mount, onto the body, and just slide that on like any normal GoPro accessory, which I think is pretty cool. So, all you do there, obviously drill a hole. But now to finish it off, I need a countersink at the bottom of this, so it sits flush with the mount. As you can see, just like that. So when I put it in, it will sit flush along the body like that. Okay guys, so now I've countersunk the bottom of the mount here, so when you put it in, the screw will sit flush and doesn't get bound up at the bottom of the mount when you're sliding it on. Here's the two parts there. So that's what I mean when you just be careful when if your one like was mine, so if your swivel was like mine, where it had the rivet in there, make sure when you drill it out, it pops out, you don't lose any of the all those cool ball bearings, otherwise it won't be spinning all that nice. So the first step, obviously, slide it in there, put another one in there, this goes there like that, and we're going to cap it off, obviously with some nuts and just a spacer in there, a few washers. But Obviously I can't leave the length of that bolt like that, otherwise it will bind up with the actual pole. So obviously I just need to hacksaw that off a bit, and yeah, that'll be done. I'll lock it away. There she is, all locked and loaded. So you can see, just countersink in the plastic part here. Drill out the rivets if you need to, and that's how I've locked it away. Let me just focus on this camera, and there we go. So as you can see, ball bearing still works nicely. It spins nice and freely, which is what you want to do. So, and now that can just clip on your normal GoPro mount on whatever you have, your helmet or your car, and it should be, should be okay. Next step is, we've got to attach it to there, which is extremely easy. All it is, you can, if you have the ones which the casters that have the bolt running through, you can just reuse that one, but I don't. I have to actually drill mine out, and that's it. And there she goes. And sorry, that's the base of it. That's that part pretty much done. Looks pretty cool. Works well. Just top it off with a nut, and we'll get working on the weights. Okay guys, now to counteract the weight of the camera on the other end, I'm going to just be using this long bolt here. Simply place at the end of the tube like that, until the thread's showing like that. Just use hot glue, and what benefit this has is you can adjust the counterweight if you want to move your camera closer or farther away on the other end. So once that's in there, you can just use these heavy washers to counteract. Even these bolts, they make a difference once you put on the end. But that's all. I'll just put these in just to keep, just to add some volume for the diameter of the inside of the tube. Otherwise, I might move around if I didn't have them in there. It'll just be too loose. So I'll just put these in there, hot glue them all in there, like that. Happy days. Okay guys, there we go. I managed to find my wife's hot glue gun and use it for a little while before she even knows. So there we go. All I did there was fill in, it goes in about that deep with the bolts all attached by hot glue, and just slowly slid them all in, hot glued it in, and it's fairly strong enough for what I'm going to use it for. Now all we have here are these counterweights, these heavy washers, and you lock it away like that. Simple as that, and that is your counterweight. So that's the counterweight end done. Now for the actual camera end, I'm just using this, I think it's a handlebar mount or something like that. So if we get focus, there we go there, handlebar mount. So guys, just a quick one, because we have this screw here or bolt running through the guide horn for this clip, you just need to take away a little bit off the actual mount that goes on the car itself, so it doesn't, because if you don't, this ridge here will hit the start of that bolt. So just clean it away. Done. Locked and loaded. Okay guys, so as you can see, it's all put together and completed. Now one thing, you can make this pole whatever length you like, but I've gone with 1.2 meters, which is approximately 4 foot for you guys in the States. And obviously with that, I did my center hole at 600. Now it depends, you can always have it off center and just have more weight at one end or the other. It's up to you guys. But yep, I kept it simple. 1200 there gives me nice and easy. 600 in the middle is where I do my hole. This is how I've mounted the GoPro. Try to get in focus. So this is basically like a handlebar mount for a bike or something like that. Very generic. You can get this on eBay, very cheap. Mounted it up nicely, and the benefit of this setup, as opposed to a fixed, like screwed on GoPro clip, is you can't adjust your focus or how close or far you want your car to be in frame. So this is good. Just undo it, move it in or out. You can then get your car closer or further away, and then you just offset it to counterbalance with this system here. Now this works very well. Now it's just put in there with hot glue, and that's all it is. It holds it very well, and you can, good benefit about this, if you like, you can cut this shorter, you know. Don't really have to have this much exposed. Cut that shorter, and you can put as many counterbalance weights there as you need to counterbalance the weight, obviously. This end here, just going to finish it off now. I've got a cap, and once this is all done, there we go. Professional. Looks complete. I'll give it a spray paint later on, maybe all black or something like that, just to finish it off. One thing I might add later on is a little stopper here, you know, just a little bit longer than the length of the camera here, so the camera doesn't hit on the ground when it spins around and hits the ground first. So I might just put another little, I can even put a bit of PVC pipe at the end here, or just make something up here at all, here, just something to stop from hitting the camera first. But there you go, guys. Hope you liked it. Pretty sure anyone basic skill level can make this. Just takes a bit of patience. All you need is some, you know, some bolts, screws, nuts, a caster here, preferably one with that's held together via a nut and bolt system for the wheel bit there, and the main bit here doesn't have like a steel plate like mine had, which was riveted, because you need to screw that out as well, and it can become a little bit tricky when you drilling it out, and it might pop out too quickly, and all these little ball bearings will fly everywhere. So just a, you know, just a caution there, word of caution. But apart from that, this cost under $20 here in Australia. Pretty sure you guys in the States could even get done quite even cheaper. Obviously the most expensive part's your camera. Apart from that, have a lot of fun, and as you can see on that sample video, the quality you get from it is, and the type of shot is looks professional. Yeah, guys, as you can see, once you get the balancing right with the counterbalance and figuring your position of the camera first for your subject to be in, you know, the frame you want, it just pivots nicely, and the good thing about it, it always stays in frame. See? So I'm controlling this with one hand, but even with this cheap little RC car, you get the idea. So what I'll do, I'll just show you some of the footage from driving around this, but in the very near future, I'll have some awesome footage on a new car that I've got, made by Traxxas, and it starts with the letter X, and I will be showing you that. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more, because there'll be heaps and heaps of cool new content coming in the near future. So thanks a lot, guys. Hope you like this tutorial. Hope you guys learned a lot from it. And any questions, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I will try to answer everything I can. Cheers, guys.